Hello and welcome to another video where I will be playing with Enchanted by Nature, the brand new Sims 4 expansion pack. So I'm going to play with fairies this time. I kind of thought about it and I want to do like 2 fairies in a household, like good and evil, and just see what kind of chaos or like good we can get up to. I think that would be a really fun concept. So let's jump right in. Okay, so just like really quick, like meet our Sims. This is Sadie. She is going to be the good fairy, Sadie Crane. She is already a fairy. I decided to make one a fairy and one where I can show you how to become a fairy. So our good fairy is already a fairy. You can tell by the occult binding on her plum bob. And then we have our evil fairy. She might not look like much now because she's not a fairy yet, but she's gonna be evil. Okay, let's look at making Giovanni. I don't remember her name already. Oh, I turned headline effects off. Oops. Okay, so for Giovanna to become a fairy, what you have to do is you have to ask somebody they know how to become a fairy, which should be ask how to become a fairy. There we go. And we already have a pop-up about fairy things. Okay, including shrieking. All right. So she's talking to her right now about how to be a fairy. Okay, so to summon Mother Nature, you must get a fairy seedling, which can be found through foraging, fables, ordering off the computer, or asking a fairy directly. So we had to take her to meet a different fairy because her sister did not have anything. So we're going to ask this guy, Oberon. Oh, gosh. Somebody went flying by. Oberon Summer Dream for a fairy seedling and see if he gives us one. Okay. We don't have one yet. Ask. Get away, Plant Sim. You're not wanted here. Okay, so just kidding. That fairy ghosted us. So now we're asking this lady, who is the Karen. She is the fairy council liaison. Oh, she doesn't have any seedlings on her? How do we get a freaking seedling? Okay, so as we're trying to level these two up, this is how you do it. Fairy experience is how a fairy unlocks their full potential on the fairy ability tree. Fairies can receive fairy experience by performing various fairy-related activities, and the most beneficial being performing fairy abilities. They can also receive fairy experience by shrinking and interacting with objects or using fairy dust to perform magical acts like enchanting plants. You can also gain fairy experience from a fairy's innate abilities like detecting and absorbing emotions. And in case you haven't seen it, this is what a fairy tree looks like. So, we're going to have one do manipulation and one do the other one. They don't have anything yet, so I might have to do some work off camera just to get things going. Okay, so I had to purchase a seedling on the computer because literally none of the fairies I ever knew had them. So we had to do it that way. We planted it on our own lot, and now we are summoning Mother Nature. So we'll see what that looks like. And she has appeared. Mother Nature. That's all we can do. So we're going to ask her for this charm. And I think we have to go to like the bog area to use it. You have been bestowed my special charm. Now you must seek my enchanted waters found in Everdew to complete your transformation. Once located, you can step into the Moondrop Springs and receive your wings of flight. But hurry, the charm is not long lasting. Oops. That took me all about 10 seconds to find because this world is not very big. So if you come over here, you'll see a beach. And we are going to go become a fairy. Here she goes. She's going into the mindful bog or whatever it's called. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Try to get some pictures. Oh, gosh. It's coming by really fast. And now she's a fairy. Okay. All right. Love that. She is, I like her wings too. She's looking good. And this is not a cast video. It's not going to be a cast video. But good God, there are so many like wing combinations. Like it's kind of overwhelming, and you can paint them, which is, oh my, like look at it. That's so cool. I want to like not do that, but Anywho, yeah, there's a lot going on here. Another thing I want to look at also, because this will help with like the fairy ability points, is we are going to Sadie has some fairy dust, so we're going to enchant a house plant, which I am really excited for the addition of these. So let's see what that interaction looks like. Okay, here we go. All right. Cute. Now we have an enchanted plant. So let's see what that means. Okay, and Sadie already has 1 ability point. So let's see. We're going to have her, like be the good one. So warm force gain. Sadie records to gain this one. And social. No, not that one, maybe. Wicked. Oh, no. Nurture nature. Emotion. Sway another's emotion. Okay, we can do this because then I feel like that will make other Sims happy. Okay, so one thing I found out is that if you did like sway another person's emotion, you can, first of all, they shrink down and fly around them, which is kind of a cute animation. And it gets them like, it got them a lot, or it did a minute ago, and it's not now. But that emotional force, okay, I can treat it, so that's good to know. That emotional force does like go down. So it will tell you need to absorb the emotions of other Sims using the regenerate force, emotional force, self-interaction, or a fairy home. Okay, so we need to regenerate her emotional force, so we need to absorb his emotion. By purchasing a fairy homes will allow fairies to regenerate emotional force. Fairy dust will be available to gather occasionally, which can be used for various magical uses like enchanting plants. Fairies can throw a dance party, so I think we should put one on our own lot. But absorbing his emotion did seem to regenerate her a good bit. So let's try the fairy house thing. So this one's been going and throwing a dance party a lot in this fairy house that's on like in Everdew. So she's having a good old time. I don't know if that helps her ability, but she did already get 1 ability point. So let's go ahead and do the very first one that is a manipulation alignment. So let's go ahead and get that done. Sadie is now a rank 2 glowing fairy. So Sadie's our good one and has received the fairy ability point. She now has access to abilities like bottle emotions, manifest seeds, and fairy insight. So, okay, what is she doing? Is she going to regenerate? Oh no, she's throwing a dance party. Okay. Okay, so we have 3 ability points with Sadie. I guess we're gonna bottle some emotions. Let's do those 2, and then we just want to stay like good aligned, because this is kind of like, this one's benevolent, but then this one's malicious. This one is, I mean, I guess we could, the intersection. Sadie and this one. Yeah, okay. I think those will probably be good ones. So we can click on, when it's on your home lot, you can regenerate your emotional force in the fairy home when it's on your lot. We're going to try our very first chaotic interaction with this, whoever this is from Giovanna. We're going to apply him with a sonic sinuses ailment. So we can give this guy an ailment, bless it. They both have like full emotional force. I will say the fairies really love splashing in water. They're doing that all the time. Okay, so she just applied an ailment to Rory Oaklow when she was in beast form. So I don't know if that worked, but maybe. I can't really tell. We have another ability point with Giovanna, so I think we're going to do the sway emotions so that we can negatively impact people's emotions. So just so far, what I've noticed is that it's kind of repetitive whenever you're a new fairy. All you can really do to get ability points is like influence some, or like influence emotions or all that. But I'm sure that'll change the more ability points you get and the more perks and traits you buy. Okay, so funny enough, I felt bad like doing negative things to other fairies. So they are going to the park and they are going to just be, well, Giovanna is going to be a menace and Sadie is just going to help everybody be great. All right, so Giovanna is now a glowing fairy and has received an ability point. So you can get through the lower ranks fairly quickly. So I feel like this one would be really good, the benevolent absorber, because she's gonna gain extra emotional force when absorbing negative emotions. So I chose that one, and I chose the one where she can read personal thoughts, which probably shouldn't have chose that one, but we're getting ability points pretty quickly. So the new pie chart we got with the new ability that we got with homegirl Giovanna is Fairy insight. So she can do sexual orientations, likes and dislikes, career, attraction. She can find out all of that about a sim um while also getting ability points, but still draining the emotional force. So there she goes, just fluttering around her head. And she just found out her likes and dislikes. Don't care, but that's pretty cool. Oh, Nancy Landgrab showed up. That's great, because I would love to make her terrible, because she's like the worst character in this franchise. Okay, so Sadie just entered rank 3 of the rank 3 Glimmering Fairy. So now she has 3 ability points. So she's, doing pretty good. So again, looking at the we can get new ones now. Project emotion. Sadie can project her current mood on a nearby sims, whether positive or negative. Okay, that's probably good. That's probably a good one. I don't really want the nature. Let's see. Embrace relationship changes. Negate. Okay. See, you know what? This is my thing with this stuff is I just get confused. You know what I mean? There we go. There we go. We're good. Okay, so she just moved up to level 3, which is glimmering. So you can actually move up this pretty quickly. I decided to give her the more benevolent and negating ones, and then these negative ones where you can shift luck and all that. So we'll kind of like do some of those, I think. And we need one more, so we'll just randomly choose that one. All right, so I have instructed her to shift this teen's luck. I actually gave him good luck just because he's a teenager. Come on, let's be nice to the kids. All right, I know that she's the evil one, but still. And also, for the sake of this video not being nearly as long as I'm taking to film it, I am doing some stuff behind the scenes to get these ability points and all that and move up. I could just cheat it all, but I'm also trying to like actually play with it, and just show you guys what I'm doing, like kind of as it's being done without going into the long drawn out details is my plan. So the absorbing emotion interaction is pretty neat. I cannot lie. It looks really cool. So I do like that. Giovanna is now a radiant fairy. So I got all of like the worst things that you can get, where you can bring a gnome to life. You can age up another sim, which is going to be really funny. You can influence sentiment and another sentiment. So you can make them like hate or like each other too. And the same with relationships. So that's kind of just what I've chosen for her personally, and like the path that I feel like she's on. So that's my plan with Giovanna. So I did this shrink and play thing with a interaction with a couch I didn't know you could do. So Sadie's in there playing in the couch. So I hope she's having a good time. So Sadie is now because she we're gonna look at some of her fairy abilities. We can get like all of these now because she is so because she has so many ability points because she's a baddie. So let's see what all we have. All right, we just got a bunch. So for the positive interactions, if we click on Sadie, what you can do yourself is now you have so many more options. You can manifest a seed. I wonder if that's just going to give us like something random in our inventory, probably, just to see what it does. Oh, and it gave us a pomegranate seed. So up next, let's do growth eruption. I don't know what that's going to mean, or oh, why would we intentionally drain ourselves like that? That was not good. So don't do that one, Herd. Sense harvestables. Let me zoom out a little bit for this. She's grown as a fairy and has gained a... Well, what did that do? Did that show us where any harvestables are? I don't understand. Are there none on our island? Are there no harvestables on our island? Okay, I don't know what that did. So if you go to the influence sentiment, we can just click on a random sim and we can say we can do any of these sentiments. So that's kind of cool. Let's do bitter because she's the one that's going to be causing chaos. But yeah, so you can do that. This was on there it is. Okay, so we've seen influence relationship was another one. That just clicked. She didn't do it. She just okay. So you can also influence relationships. So we can go to Eric. Oh, we can increase romantic relationships. So you can kind of just get that going without even seeing the person, which is kind of cool. Actually, I do. That's pretty neat and helpful. So on the other hand, is that you if Sadie is my active sim, I can click on Giovanna and influence her relationships and why are they difficult? They were literally just hugging. That's crazy. Well, we can do that, and we can make it even, since she's the good fairy, we can make it even higher, and we can add sentiments for not just for your current sim, but for any other sim and any other sim. So that is pretty neat, actually. Okay, so now we are in the coast of Anmar, whatever it's called. I'm probably saying that completely wrong, where they hate fairies. But we're gonna see what else we can do. So we can turn May into we can just be going around turning everybody into fairies. That's wild. Let's do that. But you know what? I see a gnome, and you should be able to bring the gnome to life for protecting, for guarding, for upgrades and repairs, for cleaning. Is there nothing chaotic to do? Evil gnomes are watching Evil gnomes are watching this prohibitive use of fairy magic. Use the caution. Use the caution lest you anger the Gnome High Council. I don't care about angering any councils. Good gosh. Okay, we're turning her into a fairy because it didn't work on May. So let's check this out. Let's see. Let's see what's up. Oh, she just turned straight up into a fairy. Like, no harm, no foul. Like, she's a fairy now. Okay. We are bringing every gnome in this thing. Oh, so this is frowned upon by the Fairy Council due to the region's complex history with magic. If Sadie is witnessing in this neighborhood, she'll be sanctioned. I don't care. Maybe I care about what she's doing, or maybe I care about what Sadie's doing, but I don't care if they get banned from using magic or the Fairy Council. It doesn't matter. All right, it seems as though Angela Pleasant is in the wrong place at the wrong time, so we are going to use we can just age her up. That's wild. Okay, we're doing it. Okay, here we go. She's aging her up. It's gonna piss her off. Oh, buddy. Okay. Did she age her up? Oh, there she goes. Now she's a young adult. So obviously, I'm going to see what happens next. So I can go into, with the good fairy, I'm going into anybody's relationships, and I'm going to add a sentiment where they are just enamored with each other. And I think that's going to be great. Well, I tried what we all wanted to see, and you cannot age them up once they're already elders. So sad. It's just so sad. But you know what? I think we can give her bad luck. So let's do that since we're being chaotic. Okay, so she can manipulate objects as the manipulative fairy. So we're going to set this thing to be burned. We're going to set that to be burned and just kind of see what that looks like. Oh, there it goes. It's burned now. That's funny. I'm just going to... Does she have any cool interactions with the gnome? No. I wanted this to be more impressive. I really did. We just made Katrina Caliente a fairy because... why not? I decided to give Judith Ward a gnome luring ailment. It's just what I wanted to do. All right, I'm going to try one more time. to sense harvestables and see if it does anything. I mean, oh, look at this neighborhood at this beautiful hour. This is pretty. I need to get some screenshots for sure. On that note, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. So that was a pretty long one, but we got to really see what to expect from like good and evil fairies. So we really got to look at a lot of it. The only thing I didn't really go over as far as fairy abilities goes is like the I would say like the nature stuff that you can do with nature and the plants. And you saw a little bit of it, but not a whole ton. So really pretty repetitive gameplay until you get to the point of having a lot of ability points where you can get a lot of like the abilities and all that, but that's kind of to be expected. Did I have fun? Yeah. Is it my favorite expansion pack ever? Not at all. But I will say Everdew at least is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful world or neighborhood in Innisgreen. So that is a positive. And I mean, it was cool, just not, again, not my thing. And I've been very open about that since day one. But I still hope that everybody's living their best fairy life. And I hope that you all have a lovely rest of your evening. And always remember to be curious and not judgmental. Bye.